Hi, everyone. Doug Jenkins with the Findlay Hancock County Chamber of Commerce as we continue to update you on all of the different resources that are available to the local business community during the coronavirus pandemic. I'm joined now by Findlay Mayor Christina Mirren, who has taken her time to talk to us about a few different subjects today. Mayor, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, always good to talk to you. Certainly, you've had no shortage of meetings and interviews and press conferences to give, so we do appreciate your time. We do want to talk a little bit about the census, and well, that's kind of maybe something that's on a lot of people's back burner right now. Everything that's going on right now at the federal government level kind of illustrates why it's important to have an accurate count here in Findlay and Hancock County.
Definitely. Understanding the demographics of our community and how many individuals we have here is really important as they look at the distribution of not just federal aid, but certainly potential impacts, on the local level, understanding PPE needs, the personal protective equipment. That's all distributed based off of your population. And so making sure that we know how many folks we have so that we have enough is really important.
Now, that's not something that I thought about either. I'm really looking at just where dollars are going to go, but that emergency equipment that we could need right now, that is, well, we're learning that's a big, big thing that we need.
Right. And same with business support, understanding, how many people we have here, demographic information that also determines on, what supports are needed, for hospital build outs. If, our population continues to grow and say we have, had this situation 5 years from now, and we don't know an accurate population, our hospital may not be built out to be able to equip that. And that's one of the big concerns with the coronavirus right now is that our hospitals aren't built to kind of handle the demand that could potentially be placed on them.
I want to talk a little bit about just conversations you've had with the local business community. Certainly, you've been talking to a lot of different communities during this, but when it comes to local support for area businesses, what has the city been able to come up with? What are the things that you're promoting?
Yeah, so certainly the biggest thing is I'm encouraging people to still try to support our businesses, even if it looks a little different right now. So I know I'm been eating out a lot, which is probably not great, but it's all in the name of good food and supporting local business. So I'm happy to take one for the team. But also just understanding managing through how we keep our citizens safe while they're working, and also trying to understand that businesses that can stay open, we want to try to keep them open as long as possible to minimize that economic impact, both for that individual company, but also the community as a whole. A lot of what we're doing right now is making sure we kind of keep an eye on what resources are going to be available from the state and federal government, and pushing that information, certainly to you all. I've had a lot of emails with Dion and yourself and Tim Miley, getting information over to you guys to make sure that we get that out to the business community on what resources are available.
Just from a personal standpoint, I have been really impressed with how a lot of our local businesses have handled this. So they've been, like us all, they've been forced to get creative in a hurry and try and protect that bottom line as best that they can. And I'm really proud of the way that our business community is handling this. I think, while there's a lot of uncertainty, I'm not seeing a lot of panic. And I think that kind of heartens me as we continue to go through this situation.
Yeah, I think we know that our community is strong and we do a really good job of working together. So I know I've seen, people supporting each other and businesses partnering together to be more efficient while also continuing to be able to keep their employees, as busy as possible. Different things like that. I think obviously it's still, we're not sure what it's going to look like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now. So as we get through that, I think we're going to have to continue to adjust, but certainly, panicking doesn't help anybody. I encourage people to continue to prepare, take the recommendations seriously, make those small changes as much as you can, and then we'll work through it together. There's not really another option.
I know people have been contacting the city. What are the best ways to get information as we continue to go this? What are the channels people should be paying attention to?
Yeah, so the city of Findlay, we have put up, if you go to our findlayohio.com website and then community, you can select, or even on our homepage, we have coronavirus, where we have some resources compiled both for citizens as well as business owners, but really trying to point people to also the coronavirus.ohio.gov and the CDC. They have full teams dedicated to getting information out there, both for businesses and citizens, on how to prepare, what things you need to be watching for, what resources are available. And so really we're trying to push people to those because they're on top of it. But certainly if people have questions, they can reach out to mayor@finleyohio.com, and we will do our best to assist them however we may be able to.
All right. Well, again, thank you for your time. We will continue to post video updates throughout the entirety of this. We look at different ways that you can address the situation, whether it's tips for working from home, small business resources that are available to you, or maybe even some lighter hearted videos too, as I think we all need a little levity right now as well. So I don't know. I think my cat's starting to become Twitter famous.
Perfect.
So maybe she'll make an appearance. She's trying right now. So
There you go.
Mayor, again, thank you for your time today.
My pleasure. Thanks. Yep. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. And I'm Doug Jenkins with the Findlay Hancock County Chamber of Commerce.